Hello everyone. This was originally intended to be a reply to CJ, but figured I'd take the opportunity to make some broader points. First, directly to CJ, in my video to me, I got the feeling you weren't really engaging with what I was talking about. And specifically, in two different parts of the video, you repeated back the first half of what I said to me, but then omitted the second half of it, the part that pointed out the contradictions between your position and mine, and even your position and itself, or reality. And also, towards the end of your video, you made it pretty clear that this was about feelings for you. Everything from, well, they started it without bothering to specify who they were. Because everyone in Occupy Wall Street didn't start it, and I really don't even see what it was, given the fact that we are the 99%. I don't see how that's a demonizing slogan. Not when, well, here is a graph of the current income distribution, which kind of points to the idea of the 99% as opposed to the 1% having a pretty strong mathematical basis. Take that as you will. But beyond that, you said, at the risk of sounding like a 5-year-old, and started talking about how you felt about things completely independent. Actually, you never really gave any evidence other than pure supposition. And, well, there are two reasons, three reasons, three examples I'm going to use. The first one is an article from Mother Jones by Chris Mooney, which is a very nice little article about science denialism that does a very even-handed job at looking at different political groups and how they go wacko, and ties it in with the larger theme of we as human beings are emotional critters, something if you've been watching me, you know I've been beating that particular drum for quite a while, and how things like cognitive bias work. And I think you might want to read that, because when you are arguing from emotion and the person who is arguing with you is trying to argue from evidence, it's remarkably frustrating. That's the emotional side of my response. And the logical side of my response is, I'm just going to link to my series, A Dark Story of Morality. Facts matter. How you feel about things means nothing. I don't care at all. It has no bearing, especially in policy questions, especially on questions about life or death. And in case that video doesn't drive it home for you, I have another video that is not mine, that is evidence from a trial of 2 police officers for murder. The victim was a schizophrenic homeless man. You should not watch this unless you are absolutely and unless you're really, really, really willing to confront just how quickly stupid decisions can cost you or someone else their life. You should not watch this. Do look at the webpage, though, and do read the account if you like. It's pretty hairy. I mean, those of you who are really, really, really touchy, you want to steer away from it. And the general larger point is that this is the real world we live in, and that's the world I want to talk about. Your feelings, well, you're an adult. We're not each other's children, we're damn sure not in a relationship, beyond basic friends. But feelings are our individual problem. I don't care. Neither does the world. Very few people do. Can probably count the number of people who do on two hands. And that's pretty much an average for most human beings. At most. I mean, or not at most, but really not that many people care how you feel. They can't afford to because they're too busy caring how they feel. Or trying to stay alive, or trying to get food, or trying to navigate any one of a number of things that are a bitch in this life. So, mildly to you, CJ, and much more strongly to people like the race realists, or the real racists as they are more aptly called, creationists, people who think we found weapons of mass destruction in Iraq beyond a few old shells that were characterized as weapons of mass irritation because they had expired. People like that, magical thinkers, you know, take the point much more forcefully. And if you think, oh, how horrible is Badger for using these videos for his own political ends, you don't get the point, which is real life is more important than anyone's feelings. And yes, our feelings are a part of real life in that they are inside of human beings, and human beings are real. But your feelings will not provide me or anyone else with food, though they might motivate you to get up off your ass and do something, fix yourself a sandwich. That's the limit of the caring, which is to say, fuck all. So, the next time I or anybody else, and this is nothing personal, this is not me being angry, this is just me saying it like it is. The next time you feel like bringing an argument to someone and you're not citing any sources, or even if you are citing sources, ask yourself if you would present that argument to a police officer or your boss or someone who has some authority over you, not because I or anyone else necessarily has any authority over you, but because it brings a different part of your brain into play. Because it makes you think a little harder outside of just what feels right versus what feels wrong. And like I said, that's a human thing. We all do that. I have subjects that I have problems with that with. Some of my most exciting conversations have been the process of getting over myself enough to learn what some of mine are. And as I continue to learn what my blind spots are, I will work on them. I hope you will too. If I see myself talking at someone else's blind spot, I'm not going to continue the conversation. Thank you for your time and attention.